I want to talk about diabetics who use insulin. I am astounded that diabetics are not, I just learned this, the diabetics are not using a scale to weigh their carbohydrates to calculate their insulin usage. I knew an insulin-dependent diabetic, who had a scale, and he weighed all of his food that he ate, and then he would look up in a little book about what the carbohydrate content was, and then he would give himself his insulin before each meal to correlate with that. And I had a patient who'd been to diabetic clinic, and he came to my office and he said, I'm not doing very good. He didn't even talk about a scale because he didn't know such a thing existed. Well, Charlie, I hope you've gotten that scale, and if you haven't, I want you to give me a call because we can talk about that information. So anyhow, there are a couple of girls I'd like to say hello to, Chelsea and Chatty. Hi, how are you? And hope all is well with you. Be well, have great fun, and be smart, work hard, get good grades, and be nice to people. Be nice, that's always very important. They're young girls, and so they need to learn these lessons. I want to talk about one of my favorite natural food companies. It's called Goldmine out in California. And there are a couple things that I want to talk about here. On their back cover, Goldmine, goldminenaturalfoods.com, they have an 800 number if you want to call them and get their catalog. The 800 number is 800-475-FOOD, 800-475-FOOD. But on their back cover, they have living sauerkraut. And living sauerkraut is very, very good for you. You can get that at Wild Oats and Whole Foods, and I don't know where else. I go to the Crown Market because it's on my way home. And the Crown Market has a refrigerated sauerkraut, but I'm not sure it's alive. It would make sense that it is, elsewise, why would they refrigerate it? But I haven't asked. In addition, you can get the Osawa, O-H-S-A-W-A, misos. And you don't have to get their cereals and their flours, and you don't have to order their organic amaranth or quinoa. You can get those locally. They have some excellent Osawa ume plum vinegar. Ume plum is very good for an upset stomach. Organic brown rice vinegar. Organic yuzu vinegar. I don't even know what that. Unfiltered apple cider vinegar. And for 16 ounces, it's only $3.89. Cavalli balsamic vinegar, it's aged 10 years, and wow, that's expensive. 8 ounces, $23. I'm not a big believer in coconut oil. As a matter of fact, I tried coconut oil for a while, and you know, they say that it helps you lose weight. I will tell you why it helps you lose weight. It's like coffee. It's got a little bit of speed of some kind in it. I have the tendency to irregular and rapid heartbeat, and when I put that coconut oil on my skin, I start getting skipped and extra beats, and that's how I figured that one out. Because the same thing will happen to me if I drink coffee or decaf or have a third bag of tea over the course of the day. Here are the Osawa sea vegetables, but I would say call Maine Coast sea vegetables, the state of Maine, M-A-I-N-E, Coast, C-O-A-S-T, and sea vegetables. By the way, saying Maine made me think of New Hampshire, and who on earth is going to be our president? Poor Hillary has her spirit broken, but don't count her out. She's very resilient. I think the Obama train has hit upon a smart idea, and he is a smart guy. I hope he just stays focused and it doesn't go to his head. I am concerned that he will lose the idea that he is here to serve and become a little bit too much of a rock star. He needs to keep the humility that he had in the beginning. That was one of the most appealing things about him. I do think he's a very bright guy, and he probably talks the most intellectual, although his recent speeches have sounded much more, let me have your vote. I'm going to wow you and rock you, and I want your vote. And he did something that sounded very kind of religious and ministerial to me, and I didn't like that presentation. I want him to stay in the realm of politics and stay focused on service. As far as the Republicans go, I think that John McCain is a loose cannon, but on the other hand, he's an honest-to-goodness ethical guy. And boy, don't we need an ethical guy. So who to vote for, you'll have to make up your own mind. I certainly haven't made up my mind yet. So the organic sauerkraut and pickles from Osawa, but also their misos, their barley miso and their brown rice miso, that's what you should order. They are terrific. The Osawa, O-H-S-A-W-A. Here's the page on misos. Osawa Yamaki Organic Miso, barley, which is mugi, brown rice, which is genmai, and soybean, which is mame. You don't need the soybean. You can get the barley and the brown rice misos. Let's see. I can't tell if one is better than another. You can get a natto miso. One of the big supplements that's being touted these days to help thin the blood and dissolve clots is natto kinase. Better way to get it is to have natto miso. That's what it's extracted from. It's always best to get your beta carotene and your vitamin E and your vitamin C right naturally out of the foods. And when you eat an essentially organic and unprocessed and whole foods diet, you're getting all the vitamin C, all the vitamin E, all the calcium when you have the collard greens and the fortified rice milk. There's not that much vitamin D or calcium in milk, and it's not very absorbable. You'll do better to have these supplemented rice milk, almond milk, hemp milk, and I think those are really pretty tasty. So gold mine natural foods is something that I believe in, but like I say, I want you to certainly go to Limbs at Capaco or Wild Oats and Whole Foods in West Hartford. Well, I just got the high sign for 1 minute. I'm not sure how great of a program this was. I seem to have carried on a bit. And I want to hear what you think of my Ryan Seacrest do. Good day and God bless you all. I am H. Robert Silverstein, MD, for the Preventive Medicine Center and Hartford Public Access TV. SMF, send millions fast to the Preventive Medicine Center and Hartford Public Access TV.